All right, early risers, today we're getting into one of the most powerful forces for personal success: willpower and self control. Yeah, we can talk about motivation and inspiration all day, but when you strip away the hype, what keeps you going when it's just you alone in the grind? It's self discipline, it's control, it's the power of telling yourself, do it anyway, even when it's hard as hell. Here's the deal: willpower isn't just some abstract idea. Scientists have studied it, dissected it, and found that willpower is actually like a muscle, something you can strengthen, but also something that can tire out over time if you don't take care of it. When you push that muscle, it gets stronger, but if you push it too far without rest, it'll give out. Let's dive into some science. In psychology, willpower falls under what's called self regulation, which is the ability to control your behavior, emotions, and desires. One of the most famous studies on self control is Walter Mischel's marshmallow experiment. Kids were given a choice. They could eat one marshmallow right away or wait 15 minutes and get two marshmallows. Years later, researchers found that the kids who were able to wait had higher SAT scores, were more likely to finish college, and were generally more successful as adults. But here's the thing: those kids weren't just born with superhuman discipline, they had strategies. They'd cover their eyes, they'd distract themselves, and it worked. Let's be real: willpower doesn't come easy for most of us. A lot of factors weaken it, like stress, decision fatigue, and even lack of sleep. One big killer: decision fatigue. It's like mental burnout. And it happens because every decision you make through the day eats away at your willpower. Think about it. Even the little things like choosing what to wear, what to eat, and what to focus on next take a toll on your mental energy. It's no coincidence that some of the most disciplined people like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg wore the same clothes every day. They knew that by eliminating one decision, they could save their mental energy for what really mattered. I'm betting you've had those days when you're sticking to your plan all morning, but by 3 p.m., you're reaching for whatever snacks in the cupboard. It's not because you're weak, it's because your willpower is drained. I've been there, but knowing this can help you plan better. So, how do you build that mental muscle? First, let's talk about small wins. Just like with any muscle, you don't go to the gym for the first time and try to bench press 300 pounds. You start small and build up. Studies show that even small acts of self control, like choosing a healthier meal or sticking to a single task, actually strengthen your willpower over time. So start with small challenges. Make your bed every morning. Stick to one focused task for 30 minutes. These micro acts of discipline are stacking up wins that will make your willpower stronger. Now, let's look at some real life examples of people who've used incredible willpower to achieve their goals. Number one, Angela Duckworth. Angela is a psychologist and author of Grit: The Power of Passion and Perseverance. She dedicated her life to studying why some people are more resilient and driven than others. Duckworth's research shows that talent doesn't guarantee success. Grit does. Through countless interviews and studies, she found that individuals who achieve their long term goals have the resilience to stick with their pursuits even through tough times. Duckworth's work emphasizes the science of discipline and the importance of perseverance towards goals, no matter the obstacles. Number two, David Goggins. Everybody on this podcast should know who David Goggins is. If you don't, look him up. Big David Goggins fans over here. He's a retired Navy SEAL, ultra endurance athlete, and a motivational speaker. David Goggins had to overcome severe hardship and personal obstacles. He transformed himself from an overweight exterminator with limited prospects into one of the most elite athletes in the world. Goggins stresses the power of pushing yourself through what he calls the 40% rule, which claims that when you think you're done, you're really only at 40% of your capability. His story is a testament to the power of relentless mental toughness and pushing past self-imposed limits. Number three, Bethany Hamilton. Bethany was a professional surfer who lost her arm to a shark attack at the age of 13. Despite this life-altering event, she returned to competitive surfing just a year later. Hamilton's resilience, discipline, and unwavering determination have led her to a successful career and inspiring story. Her ability to adapt to new challenges and persevere in the face of adversity is a powerful reminder of what self-control and mental strength can help us achieve, even against the toughest odds. Colonel Heartland Sanders. Last but not least, Known as the founder of KFC, Colonel Heartland Sanders is a late life success story. At the age of 65, after many failed ventures, he set out to find someone willing to franchise his fried chicken recipe. Sanders reportedly heard no over 1,000 times before he found his first restaurant partner. His discipline and perseverance in the face of repeated rejection paid off, and he eventually built one of the most successful fast food empires in history. His story exemplifies the power of persistence and the idea that it's never too late to start a new journey. Now, let's get into some science-backed strategies for building that unbreakable discipline. Number 1, use implementation intentions. One proven way to strengthen willpower is to use what's called implementation intentions. This means you create a specific plan for when, where, and how you'll achieve your goal. Research shows that by setting a clear intention, like, when I feel tempted to scroll on my phone, I'll go for a 5-minute walk instead, you're way more likely to stick to your goals. Practice delayed gratification. Remember the marshmallow experiment? Practicing delayed gratification is a killer way to build willpower. Next time you want something, whether it's a snack, a social media break, whatever, try delaying it by even 10 minutes. The more you practice waiting, the easier it gets to resist immediate impulses. Number 3, self-monitoring. Self-monitoring is basically tracking your progress. Studies show that people who track their goals are way more likely to achieve them. Use an app, a journal, or even a sticky note on your mirror. Every time you follow through on something, mark it down. Those small wins will build your confidence and your discipline. Early risers, willpower isn't some magical thing that only a few people have. It's built one choice at a time. It's built by saying no to what's easy and yes to what's hard, over and over again. You have the power to shape your life, to mold your future by strengthening this mental muscle. So start with one small choice today. And remember, willpower isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. Before we sign off, don't forget to head over to speakpipe.com/beforethesun. Drop me a message, share your grind, and let's inspire each other. And as always, get the fuck up. Go.